Hi, welcome to Trading with TK, teaching you to turn ideas into money. We're at www.tradingwithtk.com, and today is Tuesday, July 8th. Well, do you think Mr. Bernanke saw my video yesterday when I talked about how the bank stocks were in a free fall every day, down, 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 and the Fed said nothing? They were silent. Finally, they came out and said something. Well, it was about time. Not that they shed a whole lot of light on what the real problem is. I don't think they really know what the entire problem is themselves. But they had a calming effect anyway. They got a 150-point rally out of it. 150 points after being down 1,000. I don't know. I do want to believe every rally that comes along because, believe me, I'd much rather play the long side than the short side. But unfortunately, until I see more, we're going to have to treat this rally just like the others. It's nothing more than a kickback rally. If it is more, it's got to show me more. But at least the Fed finally came out and said something. Put a stop to some of these slides and some of the banks. Anyway, we'll see. What have we got? Well, I got a new idea tomorrow. Another short. I don't want to be pressing the short side. None of these shorts are already down 20 and 30%. These stocks that I'm bringing here are just starting to roll over. You need to be careful what you're shorting because you don't want to short something that's already down 20 or 30%. Too much risk of a kickback. So my idea for tomorrow is RACK, Rackable. It's a call on the short side. In just a moment, I'll show you the chart, and we'll show you how we're going to take this idea and turn it into some money. So don't go away. I will be right back. Okay, we're looking at a daily bar chart of RACK, and this is a call on the short side. We're looking to sell this stock short tomorrow, somewhere around 13. It's about where it closed, and 13.32, which is right up in here. It may kick back up into this area here. My target on the downside is $8 a share, right down here. A stop loss recommendation would be $13.80. It would be a close above that right there. For those of you who like to use stop loss limits, let me take that out of there. And what do I see? Well, I see it staircasing down. Here's your top. Here's your initial break. Here's a little bit of a kickback rally. Here's another break. And we may get another few days of back and forth. This is how I envision this. Back and forth a few more days, and then another break. That's why I say you can sell it short around 13 to 13.32, right in here. Let me show you a weekly chart because this is a pretty big resistance area I want to point out to you. It's all of this whole top over here. We draw a line straight over, and this is where we're at now. Okay, back to the daily. So let me recap this. This is RACK. This is a call on the short side. And with all said and done, I think there's a potential of making $5 on this trade. Okay, let's take a look at the stock that we sold short this morning. It was ARRS. I sold this stock short at $8.69. And from what I understand, they came out and lowered their earnings estimates after the close. And I believe the stock sold down as low as $7.20. So I can expect, a break in the morning. Somebody sent me an email after the close and wanted to know if I would cover it right away. And usually when the company makes the announcement, when the news comes from the company, it's very meaningful. If it comes from an analyst, no big deal. But when the company actually says it, it has a real strong meaning to it. So usually the rule of thumb is I usually give these stocks 3 days when this kind of news comes out for all the sellers to get out. So I don't know if I'm going to cover this thing right away tomorrow, depending on, if it drops 30%, probably take it in, or 25%. But if it's only down 15 or 16%, I may give it a few more days. I'm not really sure how I'm going to play it yet. But I do know the stock is down about 15 to 16% after the close. These don't come along very often, but they're nice when they do. Okay, let's take a look at the major averages, and I want to show you what caught my eye in the Dow. Unfortunately, it's only in the Dow. Okay, the Dow Jones averages. Let me zoom in, because what's of interest to me here is this consolidation. This is our resistance right here. And all these flat tops always catch my eye. Now, unfortunately, my short-term indicator is so overbought right now that I can't visualize this breaking out through this. But if this could break out through this, maybe in 2 or 3 days from now, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. But once it gets above this, and if it could get up into this area here, this then would be a platform of support. It would be the first support of any kind that we would be able to develop since this whole sell-off started from up here. Now there's a lot of ifs here, but I'm just saying that this pattern, if we were able to get through it, and it doesn't have to be tomorrow, it could be the next day or 2 or 3 days from now, once we get above this area, then this is going to be a support area, and that could mark the turn. The problem is this is the only chart that has this formation. So as of right now, I'm still counting this rally today as just a kickback rally until we can get through this. Then it might have more significant meaning to it. So let's take a look at the transportation averages, and because we don't see that, we don't see any kind of a base or a pattern, any kind of a breakout look pattern here. This is nothing more than another kickback rally. I mentioned the other day how steep this decline was. Well, that's why we got this big rally today in it. They can't continue to go straight down like that without getting these relief rallies. And that's what we got here today. So that's the transportation average. It looks nothing more than a kickback rally. It may stay up here for another day or two. It may even try to get a little higher, but I don't think it's the beginning of any kind of a turn in this average. Russell 2000, also a pretty big rally, but once again, a very steep decline. So it's not unexpected to have a pretty good rally when you get down that far. We could even get up into here before we turn around. But like I said, none of these days actually change the picture much. SPYs. Now this has a interesting little shelf here also. If we were able to get through this and up into here, this also could act as a support area. It's a little early to tell, but these patterns are starting to catch my eye. We'll see. Right now, it's a kickback rally until we see what happens tomorrow or the next day. QQQQs also has that look. If we could get above that, I mean up into here, and then on a pullback, this might act as a support. It would be similar to this look here. The breakout out of the flat top, see it? Breakout, pull back, and then go. But first thing we have to do is we have to get through this before this has any significance at all. And we'll have to see tomorrow. Like I said, my short-term indicator is pretty overbought right now. I would be surprised if it went through tomorrow. But we could back down for a day or two and regroup and try it again. We'll have to see how it develops. But right now, it's nothing more than a kickback rally. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay, that's my view of the market. Until tomorrow, this is TK signing off.